All right, so what I want to talk to you about today is how to hit good solid fairway woods off the ground. And one of the questions that was posed to me is, how do I stop fatting and how do I stop topping fairway woods? And here's the deal. Honestly, most of the time it's the same fault. And the fix is that we need to shallow out the downswing and we need to get more width. And what that means is that, like when someone's topping or fatting their fairway woods, meaning they're coming down too steep, they're hitting the ground earlier, their divots are steep in general and they're exposing the crown of the club, so the club's coming down this way and the ball's getting struck off there. What's happening is that the downswing gets too narrow and way too steep. And what I mean by that is, on the way down, okay, we're not controlling width, meaning the length of our arms, and the shaft is coming down too vertical. So often what happens is you'll get the shaft coming down too vertical into the ball and your brain says, oh no, or oh crap, and you start to try and avoid the turf. And what happens is you'll hit either above the equator of the golf ball or even on top of it with the golf club, and the ball just kind of plugs into the turf in front of you and it kind of wanks out in front of you and just rolls along. Not a good shot. The other option, which I would say is even worse because it's going to scuff up the top of your club, is you don't avoid the turf and the club just obliterates the turf, and you either hit it really fat or you hit the ball off the crown of the club and the ball really just kind of pops up and goes nowhere. And so here's the fix for that. What we want to do is we want to do a better job controlling width. So the first thing is, to control width, we need to have good consistent rotation. We need to rotate the pelvis early so that we can maintain our arm structure, so that we can control width. And the other thing is we need to control width, meaning like the length of the right arm or the length of the trail arm and how the trail arm works in the downswing. And what we're always trying to do is we're trying to get the head of the golf club to gain depth. So if I swing it up to the top of my backswing here, from here I'm trying to get the head of the golf club to work this way and draw the back half of the circle so this thing can come in and sweep the turf and I can squish the golf ball and hit it solid. The last thing I want to do is deliver this thing steep and have the head of the golf club work towards the golf ball right away, like on a direct line like that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a couple practice swings. We're going to swing it up. We're going to notice how the trail arm externally rotates a little bit, the head gets a little bit of depth, and that club's going to sweep the turf like that. Okay, same thing, just trail arm swing, let the head of the club gain a little bit of depth. You'll see how much shallower that golf club comes in and sweeps the turf. All right, so let's give it a try here. Let's try and get this head of the golf club to gain depth. Okay, so that was a pretty good one. All right, so let's focus on that. If you're topping or chunking your fairway woods off the turf, make sure that head of the golf club is gaining depth, coming in a little bit shallower or a lot shallower in some cases, so we can make good solid contact. All right, let me know how that helps and make sure to check me out on Instagram at JJA Golf. Peace.